Housewives, I think you guys should get ready ASAP. I need to get paid. Okay. Guys, have snacks, whatever movies.
No one because it reminded me of the taste of like alcohol. I would literally throw up.
That Sammy's being genuine.
No, Sammy's a fucking bitch, dude. Because he's like straight up lying about everything. Like half the time I literally swear to God I told him exactly what I was doing, where I was, and why I wouldn't be there. And then he's making up all this bullshit, like saying, oh, well, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Like it's, I don't know, over it. Quite frankly.
Quiet on set. Cameras on. Ready?
Here with the Real Housewives of Chico. Now you might be doing a double take at your screens, wondering if your eyes are playing tricks on you. But fear not, for a twist that would make even the most seasoned reality TV producer blush, our vanishing vixen, our ghost in Gucci, is actually here. Yes, you heard me correctly. Welcome, Lily.
Hi.
We're so happy to finally have you here.
It's nice.
We're gonna here. Yes, thankfully. We're gonna get into why you were absent a little bit later, but for now, welcome all of our housewives for the first season of Real Housewives of Chico. How are you guys doing? How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I never thought something like this was ever possible, so I'm really glad that I've had these ladies here with me to get it started.
Yeah. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a little warm, but you know, we're here and I'm happy to be here. It's good to see everyone.
Oh, good. And
very happy to be here. Very happy to see you guys' faces, familiar faces. Love it.
And Lily, how are you?
Good. I'm actually here. Nice to see you guys. For one
nice to see you.
Quite the moment.
Oh, I know. So, as you viewers might notice, we are missing a housewife. Menon could not be here, unfortunately, due to some personal circumstances. So we will miss her, and unfortunately, we cannot drag her today, but there's always next season. So hopefully she can turn up next time.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna get started. Some viewers felt that Menon was a pick-me with her comments about men wanting only sex from her, playing mermaids with her friends, and drinking a lot or always being drunk. So I would like to hear what the housewives have to say about that. Do you guys feel that she might be a pick-me?
I think that's just who she is, whether it's her intention or not.
I feel like I side with you on that. I feel like it's not intentional at all. She's just very, let's just say that she might choose the wrong words and other people can misinterpret them.
I agree. I think she's really outgoing and very friendly, and I think she just kind of speaks her mind, and it's not like she's strategically picking her words and thinking like, ooh, what's gonna get me the most attention. She just says what's on her mind. And I respect that about her. Like I can see, I guess, how like some people would misconstrue that as being a pick-me, but I don't necessarily. That's not the first word that comes into my mind when I think about her.
What is the first word that comes to mind?
Honestly, outgoing or loud. Okay. And I think we all fall into that category, so I do not mean that in a negative way at all.
Lily, what was your opinion, since you actually weren't there, you actually ended up being a viewer of Menon?
She seemed really sweet. She just seemed like kind of like in her own bubble in a way. Like she just kind of was like, I don't know how to describe it, but she seemed like very outgoing, but kind of like she didn't really care and she didn't like realize like. She kind of just does take offense to like what anyone would say, so she kind of just like blurts out the first thing that comes to her mind.
She's very pretty.
Very pretty, as Samuel says.
Like Elwood. Woods.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Elle Woods. Like, she just
Literally.
says stuff, but then she's like, okay.
In episode 1, Lily, you missed the LaSalle's dinner because of a supposed ER visit. How was that, and were you okay?
Okay, so I got prescribed a certain medication. I was dealing with like a lot of stuff personally, and I was going through like a lot of like depression and that sort of stuff. And I ended up having an allergic reaction to the medication they gave me. It had something in it called sulfa, so my whole body broke out in hives and rashes, and it felt like I couldn't breathe. My dad drove all the way down from my hometown to actually come meet me at the hospital, so I wasn't there by myself. And I was there for 2 days actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm okay now. Now we know I'm not allowed to take that. And then they did an allergy test and figured out I was allergic to quite a few things. So.
Well, thank God that happened before.
Yeah.
At least you had that.
Yeah, because they were gonna give me another one, and it had the same ingredient in it because they didn't know what it was I was allergic to. So I'm glad they did the test, and we're good.
Yeah.
Medications are somewhat working.
I'm just glad you're here and not you weren't actually bailing on Samuel or the other housewives.
Wouldn't fail on that. It's a topic for later.
Yeah, we'll
Topic
talk
for
about
Well,
your
it's
bailing.
also the very beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Let's just address that.
Yeah, that is true.
It's just one event that's happened over the course of the season. So, just know.
But there's been many.
I hear you.
We'll talk about it. So for Samuel and Kristen, at the picnic that you guys were both at, Menon didn't come because she decided to sleep in. She thought her sleep was a little bit more important. And in her confessional, she stated she did not regret her sleep. Though later, she mentions that you and her, Sammy and Menon, were the only real ones on the show because Kristen was a little bit late and couldn't hang out as much, and Lily was bailing, and Leslie wasn't there. So I wanted to know your guys' take on that comment, especially Kristen's.
It did shock me a little bit to see that she said that her and Sammy were the only real ones when, even when I showed up and was not able to hang out as long, I was still there. And I was there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it was because I had family in town. It wasn't, and I didn't cancel right before or just not show up. Like I called Sammy and said, hey, I'm gonna be a couple minutes late, I'm stopping to get my stuff and I'll be there and I'd love to still see you guys. And the whole picnic thing irritated me a little bit because I thought it was, again, we had these plans for multiple days. This wasn't something that got planned the morning of or the night before. It's, you know, you knew that we had these plans and you didn't set an alarm or you didn't wake up and then you're just not sorry. I was like, all right, well, and I'm not sorry for any comments I made during this reunion.
Okay.
So-
Cool.
Great.
Okay.
Love it.
Respect that. Totally understand where you're coming from. I myself was coming from a place of shade because we all know I like to talk a lot.
And
Well,
you
wasn't
are a
even
real
real
one. You are a real one because you put this together, and it wasn't like you were bad mouthing me to her saying, "Well, this bitch can't even fucking show up." Yeah, so I did not take
Okay.
any offense from you at all.
And if you did, I would want you to tell me because, you know,
Yeah.
if I give the shade, I gotta be able to take it. You know what I mean? Like, so my whole take with that is I thought she was just trying to be funny, but I can totally see from Kristen's perspective how that could be a little disheartening to hear, especially when I know that you and Menon, I feel like this group did connect on a different level when compared with Leslie and Lily. Not in a bad way, just in a different way. I think that you guys have your own relationship, and it's probably hurtful. I'd probably be a little pissed too. So.
Well, thanks for sharing. I wanted to ask Samuel if you feel that way now. Like, how come you didn't stand up for Kristen in the moment when she was saying that you and Menon were the only real ones?
Well, to be honest, I was myself a little, not irritated, just like, it was one thing after another with Lily at that point. It was the second thing that, you know, she couldn't make it. I'm just being honest, I just want to make that clear. I think that when you said prior to that phone call Kristen had made to me, that you were going to be most likely running late due to work when we had arranged this whole hangout session where we brought snacks with our assigned colors and so on and so forth. So hearing that and then having a follow-up phone call, it was just one thing after another. And I knew you would be reliable as well, so I knew you would show up. It was just like, I just wanted to see you. That's all. And you know me, so.
Yeah, and I understand how much effort you put into planning this too, and so there's only so much you can do. So when there are uncontrollable factors like people getting sick or someone having to stay longer at work or whatever it is.
Or sleeping in.
Or sleeping in. Yeah, you know, like things happen and I get that it's frustrating when you can't control the variables and like I would have loved to be there longer and I know that you know that too, so.
Of course.
Yeah, no hard feelings at all.
Of course. You're being really shady, I love it. Just want to point that out, bro.
I'm just saying, y'all need to be a little bit shadier. Even though I'm
Give us the hard questions, yeah.
I haven't even, well, the hard ones were for the person who didn't decide to show up, but that's okay.
Oh.
How would you feel if you were in Kristen's?
I completely understand Kristen's point of view, just because like in the other ones, like you can see that her and Menon seem to be pretty close. So, and Kristen had only ever talked good things about Menon, except for like the sleeping in part, but even then, like, you know. And so to me, I took it as like pretty shady and I'd be pretty pissed off too and I would get upset. And like, obviously, like I get it, like I understand things happen because I wasn't there too, due to the same sort of situations, things happen. So I understand why people would be upset about that, but it's no reason to like say they're not real or not like a legit person. And yeah, doesn't make you the only real bitch and top dog. So
How does it feel watching back and seeing people you don't even know you or know what's going on talk shit?
honestly, like it kind of hurt my feelings. But at the same time, like, I get it. Obviously, when you're not given a reason as to why someone isn't there and they're constantly, like, not there, I probably would have said something too. But to, like, kind of, like, call them completely out and make them feel like complete and utter shit, that was, like, kind of, like, messed up, in my opinion. And, like, I just wanted to, like, clap back. But I was like, I can't say anything because I don't know them either. And, you know, and I didn't know what way to take it because I had never met some of them. So it's not like I knew, like, if they meant it in, like, a horrible way or just, like, okay, this is, like, getting on our nerves. So I understood it, but at the same time, like, it did hurt my feelings a little bit.
So it was very interesting. It's one thing hearing someone, like a friend of yours, talk about someone that they know, who you don't know, who's an unbiased third party, and you're hearing this stuff and going, oh yeah, you know, they shouldn't have done that, and what a bitch, and whatever. But this was my first time being in that situation where I was actually talking about someone I didn't know, and it did feel weird. And sometimes I wondered if I was stepping over the line because I didn't know the full story and I hadn't spoken to her. So I did feel bad at some points, but like she said, it's, you know, without having a reason, it was hard to really justify the absences. So
Yeah, you know, you do feel bad for saying all of these things and speaking your mind at times, but, you know, without having that reason on why that person isn't there, it was also my first time talking about anybody that was not there that I've never met, but, you know, it's very interesting. I agree with that.
I personally feel like I did give a lot of, like, background. Considering that I did not know to the extent of what you were going through, I knew whether it was legit or not, the things you did tell me, the ER, I mean, I believed that, but, I mean, I'm trying to think back, like, what about Hatchet House? What was your excuse then?
I had work.
You had work. Okay. I just felt like some things were kind of redundant.
Yeah. Well, so at the time too, I had just gotten a job back in my hometown because I was trying to go see my sister more because she was graduating. So I was driving over like 2 hours every single day, and you know how Starbucks is sometimes they're not very lenient about that sort of stuff, where they say you're going to be off and then they'll guilt trip you into staying longer. So that's how that went.
I'm just saying, like, my point, I felt like I did give some info, so I don't want it to be painted out like as if I was kind of just...
No,
I like to stir the pot, but I also will own my shit.
Well, I noticed in one episode though too, I did tell you I wasn't going to be there beforehand, and you waited till like everyone was there to be like, oh, I don't know if she's coming. I don't remember what episode, but I literally went back and I looked, and I literally told you beforehand, I will not be there. And during the event, you're like, I don't know if she's coming. I don't know. And I had already told you I wasn't coming. So that did bother me.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just saying.
Now you're choosing to be honest?
Not stirring the pot.
Oh.
I've been honest. I'm just saying. And part of it though,
What were you referring to? Which event?
I don't remember. I just like, I was
How convenient. The one who doesn't show up. Can't remember.
Okay.
Well, you're
Sorry, I just
telling
chose
me
not to
why.
show up to so many things, so I don't remember which one it was. I just, yeah.
It's a little hot in here, Housewives.
Just a little bit. Oh, nothing, but
It's okay.
okay. We'll just.
I guess the show
When you
doesn't show
remember.
everything. We all know how understanding and supportive Samuel can be, and sometimes a little bit too forgiving. Do you feel that sometimes you take advantage of that and it makes it a little bit easier to bail out on plans or to not show up for Samuel when he really needs you to?
In all honesty, no, it makes me feel worse.
Same.
I
Well,
literally.
that makes me feel good.
Well, even with,
You know?
well, with every single thing that was like going on, every single time I had to like text a group or text, like I almost didn't want to because it like made me feel so horrible about everything. But I was like, I have to like focus on this right now. Like I can't be dealing with this. And I didn't even want to talk to anyone, but I still like made sure I put an effort out to let you know, like, hey, I won't be there, or hey, I don't know, you know. But it just, I don't know, it makes me feel worse. You're too like nice sometimes.
I can be a bitch though, rest
No, you
assured.
can't.
You can.
Yeah, and we have a great example of Samuel being a bitch. In episode 4,
Damn, girl!
Beautiful
I
segue.
love it.
in episode 4, Sammy and Menon were caught on audio talking about Kristen and what they believe is the real reason she's moving to Sacramento. Sammy, what makes you think Kristen would be moving just for her boyfriend, and what makes her seem codependent?
I'm not the one, first of all, I do want to reassure you. I didn't use the word codependent.
He did not.
I will
It was
absolutely
Menon.
throw Menon under the bus. I just wasn't. You and Trey have been together for such a long time, and you trust each other. I know that. I've seen you guys together. It's just so cute, adorable to watch because I love you both genuinely from the bottom of my heart. And I just wanted you to take a look back because you do enjoy Chico and reassess the situation. Make sure, is this something that I'm doing because it's what Trenton wants, or is it what we both want that will benefit us both? And I just I want what's best for you, of course. So I want you to take that second perspective.
I kind of took it from you more as just like, you didn't want me to leave. It was, like you said, Menon is the
I
one
did.
who used the word codependent, and she doesn't know my relationship. I don't think she's met my boyfriend, actually.
I know.
So I'm like, so I really didn't think that. I work remotely, my boyfriend works in person. I had been in Chico for 6 years. I got there years before he did, so I'd been there 6 years, and I was ready. I was working remote. I can do that wherever. He got a great job opportunity. I grew up 40 minutes from where we moved, so I was happy to do it. It was, I didn't feel like I was being forced into it, or pressured or anything. And I do miss Chico, and I do miss everyone up there, but yeah, I think Menon just doesn't really totally understand what she's talking about. I think that may have been a little bit of insecurity about her own relationship that was being projected onto me, but
I can see that. I mean, she wasn't in the best headspace, in my opinion, and I'll tell her that to her face.
yeah.
You know, her boyfriend at the time was drinking a lot, wasn't doing the best things to her mental health, and
That could have been it.
that could have been it.
That could have been it.
Yeah.
Sammy and Menon are perceived as the show's like instigators, and you seem to not follow that route. Did their pot stirring ever get to you, or did you ever think it was unnecessary at some points?
Honestly, I'm trying to think. I really cannot think of a time off the top of my head where something came out of one of their mouths and I was like, okay, maybe let's like tone it down a little bit, because nothing was ever below the belt. It was very much, I'm feeling this way about what's happening. And I didn't appreciate that this was done. It wasn't, this person's a bitch for doing this. This person's, whatever. So even though obviously some of the things were directed at specific people, it was never anything that if someone said it to my face, I would just be devastated. It was like, it was honest.
Yeah.
In episode 7 at Sammy's event, you appeared to be much more bothered by Lily's tardiness than Sammy. Was there something else that was fueling this anger that day?
I got my ass up and showed up to the event on time. Like, not only on time, but I was like 5-10 minutes early.
You were.
Because he said we're starting at this time, and so I wanted to make sure that I was there for that. So a combination of still not having actually met you and being absolutely exhausted and having showed up and then having this event that would have been, you know, however many set hours, then take additional hours because of the tardiness. So it was.
I don't think my own frustrations helped the equation either.
And that was the other thing, is seeing you frustrated and also like being on the phone and not saying, you know, I wish you had been here, I wish, and just being like, you know, like get here when you can, and because that's the kind of person you are, I was frustrated for you in the situation that you were in.
And I felt that. And there's one part where I could see that I was frustrated, not necessarily with you, like going at Lily, because I probably should have, to be honest, because I'm a little too forgiving, as we all know. But I think that the whole frustration was just a lot, because I had my own frustration as well. So I was just like, I just want to get this day over with. Like, I am hostess with the mostest, and I'm a player, and I'm trying to do all my stuff. And, you know, it was just a lot.
Seeing Samuel not defend you to Kristen at his Survivor Calusa event while she was very upset about your tardiness, even though he seemingly knew what was going on, how do you feel? And how do you feel looking back on how your tardiness affected everyone at the event, including myself?
Okay, so first I'll start with why I was tardy. So Sammy invited me and my sister and my sister's boyfriend to the event. So I had already paid for them to participate and everything else, and I got up and I got ready and I tried waking my sister and her boyfriend up, and he would not get up. And so I was just getting irritated, and I was really frustrated because I lived 2 hours away from Calusa at that point in time. So I was already like so irritated with having to like get over there. It was like a whole thing because I was staying with my sister and her boyfriend and stuff at the time. So getting over it was like a whole thing.
I thought you were in Chico.
That night we didn't sleep in Chico.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. I just was under the impression that it was Chico.
No, bring it up.
I just did.
Oh, no.
Okay.
We were at my parents' house. But I never driven over there, so I was already frustrated. Long story, but anyways, so yeah, I was pissed off too, myself, at my sister for it being late, and I didn't want to show up without them, and it like messed everything up, so I thought it would be better to be late than show up without them, and then mess up like the player count and everything else. I didn't know, like I'd never played, it was my first time playing, so I didn't know how it would affect it. I don't blame anything they said about me like whatsoever. I completely understood it because I was mad at myself. And I just like took the blunt end of it because I wasn't gonna like scream at my 17-year-old sister, like, and blame her. So I just blamed it on myself for not like planning in advance to like make sure she was up and ready. Like that was my fault. Like should have known better because she literally needed my mom to wake her up for school. So should have like probably processed that for them. So that was my fault, and I understood like why everyone there was frustrated because the event did go an hour later than it was supposed to be because we were late, and so I don't take anything bad by it. I understand everyone's frustrations.
Well, we're really happy to finally know why you were so late to Sammy's Survivor Calusa event.
And I do appreciate you saying that. It does mean a lot. I know I'm being really hard on you, but
no, you have a right to be hard on me.
All right, so thanks for answering that question. We're gonna take a brief break now, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about why Lily was bailing the entire season. Welcome back to the reunion for the Real Housewives of Chico. We're now going to be finally getting into why Lily was disappearing so often and why some of these girls never got to meet her during the season. And I have a feeling it's going to get pretty heated. So I guess let's start with you, Lily. Where have you been?
Where to begin? Well, obviously, from the get-go, you know, the first time.
So sorry. Would you like to share anything?
If you have to say something, say it out loud for everybody to hear.
You can say it before I get started. I know you need
first
your.
of all,
I know you need your spotlight,
whoa.
so you can get going first.
All I said is literally, oh, now she remembers. How convenient.
Now I remember what.
What you were gonna tell? What is it you're gonna tell?
I already knew what I was going to tell.
Okay, then spill it. Don't let me stop you.
Okay. So at the beginning of this season, I had a relationship. I didn't feel the need to talk to anyone about it because I had already been having problems with someone from the start. It's just I felt like everything I told him, it went in one ear and out his mouth to other people. So I didn't feel the need to share this information, but yeah, that relationship kind of started going downhill and things started happening and I ended up in pretty depressive episode. So I tried getting on medication and taking myself to therapy, and with the medication had reactions and it just was all over the place. And he didn't want me to be around my friends and told me basically that nobody liked me and I just wasn't worth it to people. And then obviously after hearing what everyone said about me and was talking shit about me, I realized, okay, well maybe they don't and it's not worth it. I don't need to be around people with that type of energy, don't need to do it. And I understood why everyone was upset that I wasn't there, and I do feel bad, but at the same time, I didn't need to be around them, so.
So why did you do the show? Why did you still say yes to do the show?
Okay, listen.
I already felt bad because so many people bailed, so.
But if you weren't in the headspace to do it, I mean,
From the start, I was in the headspace, but at that point, as we started going, I was not, so it was not. And after seeing what everyone started saying, I just didn't feel like it. And I thought maybe it would give me an opportunity to kind of better my relationship with Sammy, because I was just a little.
I gave you a lot of opportunities.
Okay. Well, like I said, everything I tell you goes in one ear and out your mouth to everybody else. So.
Oh, okay, so.
Or you
can't
have to
keep
kind
it.
of stir the pot or make it oh, I have this information, but I can't
Stir the pot.
can't tell you why. You say it you're
So
doing it to
calling
be
people
thoughtful.
out
I'm just saying
is stirring the pot.
you say it like you're
Got
trying to be thoughtful
No, that's
to
good.
me, but obviously you do it because you
We're
want to
good.
know
Next
what
question.
you're saying.
We're good.
I actually said a little bit with her on this because it
Did
was
you just go
that.
after her?
Listen to me.
Okay, bench warmer.
Listen
Be quiet.
to
Thank you.
me.
We're good.
No,
Don't
we're
need
not.
commentary.
No, we're not.
Okay,
Leslie?
okay,
No,
housewives.
we're not.
Leslie?
Okay, housewives.
Because
We
you
were
did
good.
do it on that
There's
hatchet
a lot of
house.
history. A lot of history behind this.
And
And
that's beside the point.
the-
We're talking.
I'm
We're
sorry,
talking.
it
I don't
is-
take
see
in
your
your
way out there.
information and let it out my mouth.
Why is she?
Okay, I'm with Sammy on this though because
Thank you.
he never did
Hello.
say anything that he shouldn't have said. You could have messaged us at any point and said this is what's going on and I'm not in the headspace to do this, or even just not with details, just I'm not in the headspace to do this, and it would have saved
You
all of
wouldn't
us just
communicate.
a lot of wondering.
At all.
Well, I
What am I
want to
supposed to
know
do?
real quick. I want to know because you said multiple times I'm gonna have to have a one-on-one with Lily.
Never once had the one-on-one. Nobody ever told me that I was a problem to them or that my absence was an issue. Nobody talked to me about it. I would have liked to have been pulled aside and been like, hey, what's going on with you? We should talk for a minute. Can we go over this? If you're not
So
in
she
it to
clearly
do
did
this
not
anymore,
want
then
to.
let's not. I don't need you in this anymore.
I'm surprised through all the medication you happen to remember all of that though. But good for you. I mean, I literally messaged you. I sent you a Snapchat video in the tub. I was like, hey, let's have a sit down. It's on camera. You
Did the sit down ever happen though? Did you ever ask me when we could do the sit
didn't
down?
you say you
when
had to
it
go
could
to
happen?
unemployment or go report something at some office because you couldn't get your shit together and schedule the fucking sit down? You literally didn't show up and text me when I was there at Bellacino's and went, oh, sorry, don't go. Well, I'm already there.
Okay.
Is there a reason you waited until your guys' scheduled date to cancel?
Yeah, something happened that day, or else I would have made it known beforehand.
What do you recall?
Was it with your boyfriend?
What do I recall?
Yeah, what was your excuse this time around?
Try having yourself shoved up against the wall and your boyfriend screaming in your face and yelling your business out to everyone and getting mad at you because you don't want to do it with him because he had something wrong with his head. So yeah, you go through that and then have everybody talk to you, treat you like fucking shit. But then I didn't feel comfortable telling you about what was going on.
Why did you feel comfortable?
I've already said it. You literally, every single thing I feel like I tell you, you have to tell it to other people. I've said that.
Sorry for venting, I guess.
You're allowed to vent, but you're not allowed to
Literally
like.
not. Literally not.
Can we move on to the next question?
Yeah, I guess we can. I will say there's a difference between venting and telling someone's personal information.
Or just talking shit about it.
Why wait until the reunion to show up?
I wasn't even honestly gonna come to this reunion, so.
This fucking bitch.
Well, if you
Yeah.
weren't gonna come, were we gonna get a text after the reunion started, or was that gonna be sent ahead of time?
Or are you gonna wait till last
about
minute?
it? Probably would have waited till the end, honestly. Just
What
put
a
it out there.
bitch.
No,
You're
honestly.
such a fucking bitch.
I'm literally fucking joking. I wouldn't fucking
No, you're
do
not.
that. Oh yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't do that fucking bullshit to you.
But that's happened multiple times before.
Well, in the show it only happened once. Where she canceled like right then and there.
Yeah, I always did it prior. Thank you. But yeah, no. I still showed up even though I literally am concussed. I fucking wrecked 2 cars and I'm still fucking here. I still showed up.
That's more to say than minute.
Still did my own fucking thing. Still made it. And even after all the shit talking about me, all the fucking bullshit, I'm still fucking here. Dude, shut the fuck up.
Or what?
You wanna go?
This is my
You
show.
really wanna
Why
go?
y'all don't like it?
So if it's your fucking show, why did everyone want to know where I was and what I was doing and what happened to me and where I went? So if it's your fucking show, why are none of the comments asking about what you're doing or anything? No, I'm being that ass, dude. Straight up. There's
So-
more questions.
you're so
No, there's
yourself.
more
No,
fucking
you are
questions
so
about
full
every
of
other
yourself.
person except for you.
I'm sorry, did I not bring everything on
You
to
did
the
turn it
table?
on. Thank you for bringing
You're welcome,
it.
because
But
I'm
you
the one who
provided
kicked your ass.
Nothing.
Okay.
They have more
You're
qualities
done.
in the show
You're
than
done.
you have.
You're done. You're done. Like, honest to God.
Really?
Yeah.
Take your hat off. Let's see that.
And really.
Take your hat off.
And really. Yeah, it's full fucking hair, bitch.
Okay, definitely. God, you are so fucking annoying sometimes. I can't stand this shit. I'm done too.
Oh, you're done.
Okay,
Okay.
you know what? It's nice to see you all.
Whoa,
Thanks
whoa.
for
We don't
No,
need to leave.
no.
Hold on, guys. We don't need to leave. We don't need to leave.
Let her go.
It's
I mean,
okay.
honest to God.
Okay, we can change the topic. We can change the topic if we want to change it. Do we want to change the topic?
Depends on his fucking
I
attitude.
don't do- You know. Okay.
Bye, bitch.
No,
Don't let the door hang all the way out.
What did I say?
Bye,
No,
bitch.
no,
Don't let the
okay.
door hang all the way
No,
fucking
seriously.
out. Bye.
No.
Bye.
You know what? No, fuck you. No, I don't need the.
Sammy!
He's a fucking crybaby, dude.
We can just, yeah.
What? Honestly. Okay, literally.
Everything's okay.
Oh, don't cry.
Fuck you. Don't need the moment. No, fuck you. Bye.
Okay, wait. Sammy, it's Kristen. Hold on. Let me in.
Ah, it's pretty hot fire over here.
He said to bring it.
Yeah, are they getting
He
footage?
said, earlier he literally said, if I can dish it out, I should be able to take it. Look where that's going.
He ran away.
He's crying in a bath.
Are we making sure to film?
Well, I'm filming all this right now.
Okay, good.
I'm getting zoom in on these.
I'm gonna go check on him too. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Sammy, it's me.
You know.
Honestly,
It's doing okay
it's
right
like
now.
I already talked about it earlier. They already said what was going on. Yeah. And I had a heart to heart.
When people don't own their shit, that's where I get triggered. That's when, Spitfire comes out. And I just can't handle the lies. She can't just fucking say I'm sorry. Have you heard her say I'm sorry the whole time? I haven't.
It's been, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
this is what was going on. I'm sorry, but this was
Well, what can we do to just make sure we can come finish this reunion, good sake? What do you think? Can we go back out?
Oh, yeah, I just want to finish it.
You want to finish it? Yeah, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Come on, get this over with.
Did it charge though?
It did.
If you dish it,
I know.
Okay, guys.
It's fucking goggles.
Oh, thank you.
Fucking
They're more expensive than your leprechaun hat, so.
Can we get going on with the show, both of you?
Yeah,
After this, are we snorkeling after this, or?
Oh. Okay, good luck finding that fucking gold pot at the end of the rainbow.
You are such an asshole. Such an asshole. Do you know that? I hope you know that because you're being so
Can
fucking
you guys get it
rude.
together, please? Both of you.
Again.
Don't
Why?
tell him to
Literally,
calm down
I'm-
though, and like
You're always siding with Sammy though. Every single
Listen,
time.
I'm definitely gonna say.
show. Like,
all she
we're
did-
all here.
Literally, all she has to
We
fucking
planned this
paint,
whole
and now she has
Okay,
something to say.
okay, okay,
Like, honest to
housewives.
God, let's
Housewives.
leave it. No.
All right,
this
guys,
is not
calm
it.
down. Calm down. I know you're housewives, but this is the reunion, and I am the host. I will facilitate the yelling. Thank you. All right, we're ready to move on from this topic. It's getting a little
Okay.
outdated.
Yeah.
Okay.
These two are.
Are we ready to move on?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. So, some little comments when Samuel kind of ran off, was that you never actually apologized. You're just like, I'm sorry, but it doesn't seem genuine. So do you want to take an opportunity to apologize to the cast members or the housewives?
Well, so first of all, I did already apologize to Sammy. Him and I did have a conversation, and we did talk about everything. I will apologize for this. You're not a leprechaun. I'm sorry I called you desperate and said it was the something desperate crybaby or whatever. My bad.
That
I
only
just
does
like-
this for attention.
Yeah.
It's just like you
She
kind
needs a
of.
moment. Not you. The one in the fucking snake ass heel.
Okay.
Okay. Continue. I'll
Oh,
listen
she
to
looks
you.
good in her outfit.
So you can talk shit.
Anyways, I'm gonna keep. Okay.
You want to talk Fiona from Shrek?
Thank you. I called myself that earlier. But anyways, moving the fuck on. Thought we were moving on. Anyways. Okay. I am sorry I was not here for all of the episodes, everything else. I did message everyone in the group chat and did apologize for my absence and told you guys that I would talk to you guys earlier about everything that was going on. And I do want to apologize in person. I know now kind of seems like a bad time to do it after all of that, but I really am sorry, and I really do like every single one of you guys. It's just like sometimes it gets frustrated when everyone's kind of teaming up against you and you're kind of painted out to be a villain when half the people don't even know you. So yeah, it is just a little bit frustrating. So I do apologize though for all my absences, making things harder on everyone, just being flaky and honestly not being a good friend to you, Sammy, and I'm sorry. I do love you and I appreciate you more than anything. It's just I don't know, I just sometimes I have to protect my own feelings and my own things because I'm just scared that you are going to go and talk about it to everyone. And I don't mean that in a bad way, it's just sometimes you slip and it's just like it gets a little frustrating because some things I just want to keep between you and I.
I think that's a genuine apology. I'm sorry. What do you have to say?
Despite what President said, I love you, I care about you, I know that if I didn't, we wouldn't even be having a conversation right now. So I appreciate the apology, and I'm sorry for the role that I played. I shouldn't probably have done the things I did. It's not right to you. It does paint you into a negative light, and that was wrong with me, and I'm sorry.
It's just sometimes too, like I wish like you would have just called me and like I don't know, like I don't like talking to people first about things, and sometimes I wish you would have just called me and been like, what's going on with you? Like why, like what is going on? And sometimes I just like wish sometimes that happened, and I know I should have reached out too. It's just I really needed a friend in that moment and didn't know how to come to you, and I
get that. And maybe I was projecting subconsciously about how my feelings were about you due to what was going on in my life. You know, my grandma passed, and it wasn't a good time for me. And I felt like I needed Kristen, I needed Leslie, I needed Megan, and I needed you. And so I think that's what amplified my intentions with spreading your information. So I'm sorry. And let's just start fresh.
How does it sound? For everyone.
I mean, I believe Sammy's apology. I think I think Lily is sorry, but I mean, just saying I'm going through stuff. We're all going through stuff. We're all always going through things. Sammy's grandma passed away. Leslie lost a couple family members during the time that we were filming. Like, I had my own stuff going on, and you know, we still made the commitment to be there. We still showed up. We communicated if we weren't going to be there. So I think just the lack of communication is still what I'm struggling with.
She is here though. So I know that you're saying that you're struggling with the communication, but at the end of the day, she did show up.
But
unlike
she also
somebody
told us
else.
that she wasn't going to. She almost didn't come.
But despite the fact that she almost said she didn't come, she is here. We are filming. Forget about the fact that she said that, you know, she wasn't and she almost didn't show up. We are here. All of us are here. Except for one.
Well, that's also personal. That's also some reason.
You know, and that's you also giving her an excuse too when she also had her reasons, and I know that we all talk shit. We all did. She is here though. You know, Men is going through her own shit. We're excusing the fact that Ben is gone right now when Lily actually decided to show up this one time. Personal reasons were happening. That's okay. Shit happens.
Yeah.
People go through shit all the time. Let's get over it.
Well,
And don't talk shit about my fucking shoes.
Who's big shit?
Always. Aww. We love a good reunion of Housewives.
Alright, it's like, yo.
You wish you could see. Shit's good as hell though.
It's all y'all
Bad, the shoe slut.
She is here, I will say that. But, okay, right on, sister. Okay. I love you. Move on.
I'll say that is one way to end a reunion of the first season of the Housewives of Chico. Any final goodbyes, thank yous, comments, concerns, questions before we end the reunion? Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Sam, for being the host. Sammy for putting this together. Kristen for being you. Babe, for being you. We all love you.
Thank you for being the host. I do appreciate that you opened up to us about what was going on. Thank you for being our host tonight, and thank you for being you.
I do appreciate you showing up. It does speak volumes. And Leslie, appreciate you. The gem that you are. And Kristen, thank you. You're one of the best.
All right, I think that concludes the first reunion of The Real Housewives of Chico. We're so excited to start filming season 2. And let's end it with a good old group hug. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because we are all friends in the end.
You lady.
Love you guys. Oh.